Hey, it's 4th of July in the year of our Lord 2012. I am in the shop contemplating my next projects. I managed to get a couple of weeks off from doing client work, and that's like the first 2 weeks off in like a year and a half, almost 2 years, I think. Seriously, I'm not joking about that. And I actually hadn't been out looking for client work because it was nice to be able to get some of my own work done for a little while. I've been working on some mechs for my son. He's playing in a Battletech tournament in a couple of weeks, actually. And then I worked on my own Chaos Space Marines. Go take a look. So yeah, my Chaos Space Marines, that's for my personal Chaos Space Marine army that I'll be utilizing with the 6th edition rule book, which I did pick up. And what else have I been working on? I have if you've been watching my other videos, then you know that I'm working on a couple of different HeroClix tables. But those, most of the work I'm doing on those is getting done at the store as opposed to in my shop. So the time off from client work doesn't really count so much for that. But yeah, my little time off was short-lived, and I have a couple of new projects. This one comes from Jeff Borton. Now Jeff is a 40K player that I've been doing some stuff for a while. He's a very regular client, and he likes to do these just outrageous conversions, the kinds of things that I normally wouldn't even attempt. But he will jump right in and hack things up and bash them together, and you end up with something like this. So this is my current project, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be some work, and that's the first thing on the agenda. Now, for my second project, I'll tell you a little story. About, I want to say, around 1994-95, when I first learned to create websites, which I do. I got the opportunity to create the Reaper Miniatures website. I think it was their first website. It might have been their second. And in payment for creating this website, they gave me minis. And specifically, they gave me Doom minis. This is, I can't remember what this guy is called, but this is one of the old Doom minis. Let's see if it has a date on it. Well, this is a Mancubus. The date is not on it. But that's what they paid me in minis, which was perfectly fine with me because, well, even then I was a voracious painter and collector of miniatures. And so, 1996. So it was 1996. And this is the Marine. And they're great. Actually, these still hold up really, really well. Anyway, so I have a new client, and he wanted to get some of these painted, and I'm excited about it because I have done these before. Oh, the head of the demon. So I've done these before. I know how cool they are. These are actually a lot nicer than I even remembered. Wow. These are expensive too. If you try and find these out on eBay, it's going to be an investment. So I'm excited about doing that, and that comes after Mr. Orc. I also have another HeroClix mini on the agenda after the Doom minis, and that is Sinestro as the White Lantern, and it was my client got it in a trade, and it looked like they had attempted to repaint it and kind of mucked it up. So he wants it to look better, and he's like, "Oh, you don't need to, do an amazing job." And I was like, "Dude, you're paying for an amazing job, so that's what I'm gonna do." And that's it for new projects. Today, actually, I've spent the first part of this day cleaning the shop. When I'm actually working on a project, I don't clean. And so, I'll work on something, set it aside, do some sanding, dust goes all over the place, and at the end of the project, everything looks like a mess. So, between projects, I usually clean, and I think I actually left that for a few projects, so the place was an absolute disaster. So I've gone through it today and cleaned it up, and it really helps me feel a lot more organized as I move into my next project. Unfortunately, it being 4th of July and this being Massachusetts, it's, I don't know, maybe 85 degrees and about 170% humidity. So I am, as you can see, I'm a little shiny, and I haven't shaved, and I'm wearing a 17-year-old t-shirt. No, literally 17 years old. This is my Thunderstone Model Shop t-shirt from when I was working on Starship Troopers all those years ago. So yeah, that's what's going on. And I realized something that I don't mention a lot, I probably don't mention enough. And let me tell you another story, something that happened to me earlier this week. I had a guy come in and introduced himself, and he said we'd exchanged emails, and frankly, I exchanged a lot of emails with people, so while I recognized his name, I didn't quite latch on to what it was that we'd talked about. But then he brought me up to speed, and I remembered, our exchanges, and it was really cool because he said he'd been inspired by, what I'd told him, and he'd been getting a lot of work done on his stuff, and he was really excited, which was great, and I was really excited that I had been inspirational for him. But what he told me was that he didn't have any idea that I was local to him, that he had been watching one of my videos, and I guess one of my older videos, I actually toured the game store, which is Greenfield Games in Greenfield, Massachusetts, and Hadley, Massachusetts, 2 stores. Anyway, he had seen the store, and he was like, "Hey, I recognize that place," and had no idea that that's where I was, and that he could actually meet me in person if you wanted to, which any of you can if you're in the area. I spend my weeks this is one of my days off, but most of the time I am at one of my 2 game stores. And again, Greenfield Games in Greenfield, Massachusetts, and Hadley, Massachusetts at the Hampshire Mall. So if you ever feel inclined to meet me, then you can do it there. I'm always happy to give tips and help you out with painting advice. If you actually wanted to bring your stuff to the Greenfield store and hang out all day and paint your minis and say, "Hey, how's this? What can I do to improve it?" Feel free. And I'm not the only one there who can paint. We have actually a lot of really good painters around. My partner Seth likes to say that Jay's the really good painter, but the fact of the matter is Seth's an artist. I went to college for it, and his work is amazing. So don't be afraid to ask him for advice as well. But Greenfield Games, Greenfield, Massachusetts. You can even find us on greenfieldgames.com, and we have a couple of Facebook pages, one for each of our stores. We also have some Facebook groups that we use to help organize our Warhammer 40K, and War Machine Hordes players. So, if you wanted to join those groups, if you're in the area, so that you can get involved in that's cool too. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that because I know that I don't always mention where I'm from, and that I'm accessible to some of you, and if you wanted to meet me, you can. So, not that there's, I wouldn't be that excited to meet me. But there you go. One more thing. I'll be right back. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to mention, and this is sort of back on the topic of being inspirational. So I'd mentioned earlier about the guy that came into the store and mentioned that I had been an inspiration to him, which was awesome. But I've also had, this has sort of been a couple of weeks of of getting that kind of feedback from people, which is... So I'm actually really sort of a sponge for positive reinforcement. There's nothing I like better than hearing people tell me they like my stuff. It's a personal failing. Maybe we all like it, but I really, really like it. But this is the first time that I've really gotten the kind of feedback where somebody says that I have inspired them to do better themselves, or to do something or try something that they hadn't tried before. And I mean, I know that for me, that's finding those sorts of inspirations is very important to me, to be able to move forward. And so for somebody to tell me that I've done the same thing for them is it's kind of humbling. And when I started doing these videos, I never really I was trying to help in a way that other people had helped me, sort of as a matter of giving back to the community, I guess. But I never really thought about, you know, what people were doing with the information that I provided, you know, at the other end. It's like it's there if you need it. Great if you can get something out of it. But up to this point, nobody ever said, essentially, you have been an inspiration to me, and it's a great feeling. So anyway, I wanted to give a little shout out to a couple of guys who were inspired by my HeroClix 3D HeroClix videos and some other photos that I've done, and got them to do projects on their own. And I'm going to put a link down in the description for both of these threads on HC Realms, hcrealms.com, which is a really fantastic site if you're into HeroClix. And honestly, if you're really into HeroClix, you've probably heard of it before. And if you're sort of into HeroClix and never heard of it before, then you need to go there immediately after the end of this video. But anyway, that is, hold on, Daredevil 9 and Iron Fist Dude. I didn't make up those names. That's the names they use on HC Realms, and I'm looking them up now just to make sure that I have them right. So Iron Fist Dude, Daredevil 9, and again, links down in the description. And go check out the work they're doing, because it's awesome. It's awesome to see that you know, people are going out and getting things done. And I know there are a lot of people that inspire me to do better and to try things out that I hadn't tried before. And I think it's fantastic that I can provide that for other people. So that's it. And that's the end of this video for today. I am going to do another video on the orc guy over here. And so I'm going to go do that. And so the video's done. See ya.